Welcome to Vivid Kids English. Today, I want to tell you a very special story. It's about something we all do, but we may not know how important it is: listening. Sometimes people don't need advice. They don't need solutions. They just need someone to listen. Stay until the end, because this story might change the way you see others forever. The Boy on the Bridge. It was a cold evening. The streets were quiet, and the wind made the trees whisper in the dark. A man named James was walking home from work when he saw something unusual. A young boy, about 15 years old, standing alone on a bridge. His hands gripped the rail tightly, and his face looked lost in deep thought. James hesitated for a moment. He had a long, tiring day. He wanted to go home, eat, and rest. But something about the boy made him stop. Slowly, he walked closer. "Hey there," James said, his voice calm. "It's pretty cold tonight. What are you doing out here?" The boy didn't turn around. He just stared at the water below. His voice was barely a whisper. "Nothing." James could feel the weight in that one word. It wasn't nothing. Something was wrong. Instead of asking too many questions, James simply stood there next to the boy. He didn't rush. He didn't force him to talk. He just stayed. After a long silence, the boy finally spoke. "No one cares about me," he said. "I try so hard, but I always feel invisible." James took a deep breath. "I care," he said softly. The boy scoffed. "You don't even know me." James nodded. "That's true. But I still care, and I'm listening." For the first time, the boy turned to look at James. His eyes were filled with pain, but also surprise, like no one had ever said that to him before. And then slowly, the boy began to talk. He talked about his parents, who were always too busy to notice him. He talked about school, where he felt like a shadow. He talked about his friends, who only seemed to care when they needed something from him. He talked, and James just listened. Not once did James interrupt. Not once did he say, "You'll be fine," or "Don't think that way." He just stood there, nodding, letting the boy pour out everything he had been holding inside. Minutes turned into hours. And then, finally, the boy let out a deep breath. "Thank you," he said. "For what?" James asked. "For listening." That night, the boy didn't jump. That night, he walked away from the bridge with someone who finally heard him. There are people around us who feel unheard. They smile, they talk, they go through life. But deep inside, they are carrying pain no one sees. Sometimes, they don't need advice. They don't need solutions. They just need someone to listen. James didn't have special words. He didn't fix the boy's problems. He just stayed, and that changed everything. How you can use the power of listening in your life. When someone is talking to you, be present. Don't check your phone. Don't think about what you'll say next. Just listen. Don't rush to give advice. Sometimes people don't need answers. They just need to be heard. Show that you care. A simple, "I hear you," or "I understand," can mean the world to someone who feels alone. Be patient. Sometimes people need time to open up. Give them that time. Listening is one of the greatest gifts you can give someone. You never know whose life you might change just by being there. So tell me, has there ever been a time when someone's listening made a difference for you? Share your thoughts in the comments below. And remember, your words can heal, but your silence can too when it's filled with understanding.